Jasper here over on the left. The known Burn aficionado, big fan of Burn in Modern for as long as I can remember. Has a Grand Prix top 8 to his name with the deck, as well as a couple 7-3 Modern Pro Tours with Burn.
Impressive stuff. I can see why he keeps playing it.
For Suarez, it'll be turn 1. Basic Forest into Aether Vials. If you're Jasper's out, you're already thinking, okay, what's going on? And here is Public Enemy number 1. Ondu Cleric has shown up on the top of Chris's deck. He'll go to 18. So now Jasper knows. The question is, can he beat it?
Right. This is where he really wants those lightning bolts instead of those lava spikes. That's for sure.
Well, he knows that Ondu Cleric is looming. Maybe, well, that's good, right?
Yeah, having the information is good. He can start messing around with how he wants to sequence this game. Things like Searing Blades are actually very good for Jasper in this matchup. So if he's able to draw multiple copies of that, this game could be over in short order in his favor.
Suarez is on a mulligan to 6. He will go ahead and play Godless Shrine, take 2 to play Ondu Cleric, and go back up to 17. So we talked about this card, Ondu Cleric. We're going to try to get that one on screen here because it's very good in the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Jasper will swing Goblin Guide, give Christopher a Plains. He'll take 2. This is a big one. Ondu Cleric, or any ally enters the battlefield. Christopher will gain life equal to the number of allies he controls. This forces Jasper to kill the Cleric, I would think, on sight.
Right, and Suarez really wants to have a 1-drop to put in off Aether Vial.
Yeah.
Option he has available is Hada Freeblade if he has it in hand. We've seen some lists play Expedition Envoy. Those actually have not made Suarez's list.
And you see Jasper's going to go ahead and Lightning Bolt down the Ondu Cleric main phase before the Aether Vial can go up to 2.
Yeah, I like that a lot. You just want to get that card off the table.
So I would think this Grim Lavamancer, which is the other card Jasper played, could be very good against the allies' strategy. You can hit the allies before they grow out of range.
Right, exactly. Once the allies get too large, that's problematic territory. But if you're able to just tag everyone, keep connecting with your Goblin Guide, you can close the game while all Suarez is doing is playing 1-2s and 2-2s.
A Plains into play. That was the card he'd gotten off Goblin Guide for Suarez, and he'll pass the turn. He does have some 2-mana creatures in hand. I believe an Akum Battle Singer is staying there. He doesn't have the red mana for it, so it'll have to come to play off Aether Vial. Swing with Goblin Guide. It will show Oran Reef Survivalist on the top of Suarez's deck.
The other nice thing about Grim Lavamancer for Jasper is it helps him convert his burn spells that only hit opponents to removal for opposing creatures. So he can start hitting them with the Grim Lavamancer, even if he just casts a bunch of Boros Charms, for example.
Here's the common from Worldwake, Akum Battle Singer. It's a 1-1 haste for 2, but when it enters the battlefield, or another ally does, all ally creatures get +1/+0. It's one of the lesser of the ally cards, but there is a certain critical mass that this deck just needs to hit.
It's a card that can look excellent when you're winning and just terrible when you're not.
Here's Oran Reef Survivalist for Suarez. This is a 1-1 for 2. It plays out like a 2-2 for 2. This one's simple. It grows every time you play an ally.
Right, including itself, so
Yeah,
it will
so
enter
it's a
the battlefield,
2-2.
pick up a 1-1 counter.
Yeah, there's a window here where it's a 1-1 trying to put a counter on itself. It will become a 3-2 off the Battle Singer.
Tragically, the Battle Singer itself has haste and does not grant haste.
Exactly. What I like, so here's a swing with the Battle Singer. It's a 2-1. If Jasper wanted to shoot down the Survivalist, he's kind of missed the window for it. If he goes to shoot it down, Suarez can use the Aether Vial to put another ally into play.
Right, if he just activated the Lavamaster with the Survivalist's own trigger on the stack, even another ally would only make it up to a 2-2, but he has different plans.
He's going to crack a fetch land on end step for Basic Mountain and play Searing Blaze on the Survivalist. That deals 3 damage to the creature and 3 to Suarez. Now Grim Lavamancer will exile 2 cards to shoot down. Well, we'll see if it's a creature or whether he's just going at Chris. Yeah, it's just at Suarez.
At this point, forget controlling the board. Jasper is so close to actually just closing this game.
Yeah, I believe with the Boros Charm he has in hand, this should be lethal. So here's a swing with just Goblin Guide. Shows Hada Freeblade on top of Suarez's deck. And this should just about be over.
Yeah, with no creature vialed in the block, this Boros Charm here will be 4 more. Bring Suarez down to 2, and the Lavamancer will clean it all up. Would need to have the Ondu Cleric off of the vial to be able to survive that swing. And looks like he didn't have it, and Epstein picks up the win in game 1. And that's exactly what the burn deck just has to do in these creature-heavy matchups. Keep the board clean early, find a way to close in the mid-game. Which then becomes the late and end game, I suppose.
So we'll look at the sideboards. We'll start over on Christopher Suarez's side. He's down a game with allies. He has a second copy of a Threos, God of Passage, a Deflecting Palm, a Dromoka's Command, 2 Eidolon of Rhetoric, 2 Naturalize, 2 Return to the Ranks, 2 Seal of Primordium, 2 Thalia Garban of Thraben, and 2 Tuk Tuk Scrapper.
Okay, so I like Deflecting Palm and Dromoka's Command. These both kind of act as negate effects against burn spells out of Jasper. Keep your creatures alive, help build them to that critical threshold of having 4 toughness and being able to win this game.
Yeah, they look really good.
The other card I really like is Return to the Ranks. Jasper is going to be aggressively targeting Christopher's Ondu Clerics, and this card could just close the game on its own. If you have some Ondu Clerics in your graveyard, get them all back on the battlefield.
And you'll just gain so much life in one swing.
Right, just gain a bucket of life, and Jasper's just not going to be able to interact with that.
That one's really interesting. Last card I wanted to ask you about, what about Thalia Guardian of Thraben?
Yeah, it's a 2-power creature with first strike, and it also makes Jasper's spells cost more. So it gets in the way of Goblin Guide, gets in the way of anything like Eidolon of the Great Revel, and it also taxes him. So yeah, I definitely could see this one coming in. Then on Jasper's side, looks like we have 1 Lavamancer, so the second one coming in for sure. 4 Core Firewalker, probably not touching those ones there. 1 Electrickery is fine. It's not enough to deal with too many of Christopher's creatures. I think we'll be keeping them on the sideboard. A Path to Exile, I don't think this is the matchup where we need that. Our red spells are good enough. 2 Ancient Grudge. You can bring it in against Aether Vial, not a fan. I leave that on the sideboard as well. Deflecting Palm of his own, not the matchup for him. 3 Destructive Revelry, again, not too concerned about enchantments. Have to kill creatures. For that reason, 1 Searing Blaze. That's coming in for sure. 1 Stealthy Silence, that can stick on the board too.
Yeah. Well, the Electrickery, we said, that one's actually pretty good here, right?
It's medium.
Because allies, there's this window with these Hada Free Blades that are 0/1s and Ornery Survivalists that are 1/1s. Right when they come into play and try to put a counter on themselves. There's a window where you can kill most allies with Electrickery.
Correct. Part of the issue, though, is you'll almost always only be killing 1 ally. There's going to be some windows where you can get 2 allies, and if Electrickery is not convincingly a 2-for-1, I believe you want to leave it on your sideboard.
That makes sense. Well, we're wrapping up the month of April here for SCG Game Night. This is the promotion happening all over the country. You can win exclusive pins and playmats by playing in local stores hosting Star City Games Game Night events. We want to let you know about the upcoming things that you can win here. So in the month of May, you can see this is the pin we're wearing this weekend. You can get a copy of the Manatiri Mentor. These are all just about as good as that, so you're going to want to win these. See, this one's a prowess. It's a sea creature that's part of the Jeskai.
This is actually the pinnacle of creature puns. Huge fan of the Manatiri Mentor.
All right. That's the one we'll be giving away all of next month. In June, you can look forward to more water creatures being played in control decks. This is the Otter spell. And if you get signed up in time, we'll be unveiling the July one. This is even more sea creatures. It's the Snipcaster Mage, because it's a crab.
So I like Snipcaster Mage, but it's been pointed out to me that this was a huge missed opportunity for Snap Crabster Mage.
So could we Snip Crabster Mage?
Snip Crabster Mage, that's the level 3.
That's too much. You have to do one or the other.
Well, you start with one, the other, and then it just degenerates. Pretty soon you're saying Snip Crabster. I didn't come up with anything in time.
Okay,
I don't know. Snip Crabster marine animal. I don't know.
We kind of painted ourselves into a corner on that one. But yeah, these are all great, and you can find out more, including where to win these awesome pins and promos, starcitygames.com/game night. Suarez and his ally deck on a mulligan here.
Allies is a deck that hinges so heavily on its synergies. All of the creatures are individually bad. You have to get a high threshold. Every mulligan, I have to imagine, hurts this deck significantly. That said, there's a lot of value in mulliganing to those Ondu Clerics. That's just his most important card in this matchup.
So he'll be keeping it. We're underway, game 2 on the play. It's a turn 1 Hada Freeblade. This one, potential to get very large if Jasper can't kill it before it gets out of range.
Right. Has the game day promo with the full art.
If you're going to play allies at a modern event, you should have the game day promo Freeblades.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no two ways about that.
Grim Lavamancer for Jasper. That card, really powerful the first game.
What I like about the game day promos is they're full art, but they still have the card text, so you don't have to call a judge for Oracle text for your 1-mana creature.
Yeah, I do like that. It'll be Oran Reef Survivalist off Temple Garden for Suarez. How to Free Blade grows to 2/3. Now, the danger here is that Survivalist is only a 2/2 right now, looking at a Grim Lavamancer.
Yeah, so we already have a fetch land for Jasper. Another land, a Lightning Bolt on the 3 toughness creature,
And
a
they're both
Lavamancer
dead.
activation. Suddenly we're in trouble.
I think Jasper has just that. Well, he has the Lightning Bolt. We'll see if he has the land.
And speaking of complementing cards, big fan of not only Torment, Grim Lavamancer. These are very difficult to find. I had to scramble to like 12 different vendors at an event one time. They're great, much better than the reprinted different art. And then Beta Lightning Bolts, which you have to have some appreciation for those.
I like the ones from the core set. And
By the core set, do you mean like revised?
no, like M whatever.
M11.
Is it M11? Is that the right M?
Yeah.
He will Lightning Bolt down the Hada Freeblade. Jasper had kept a 1-lander on the strength of Grim Lavamancer.
Okay, so we had the Lightning Bolt. We didn't have the land. So the Survivalist could start going the distance.
Yeah, it'll be strong here. Here's land number 3 from Suarez.
Though no follow-up, just attacking with a 2/2. Jasper's still not in terrible position. A lot of pressure to start finding that land, though.
Lavamancer will attempt to kill Survivalist on Jasper's turn. He'll see if Christopher has a play.
Smells like a deflecting palm would be absurd here, because we could just go ahead and get that off. Dromoka's Command, prevent the damage, fight the Lavamancer. That would also be excellent. Yeah, like Dromoka's Command to fight in response
Command would be great, yeah.
Prevent that burn damage. That'd be excellent.
Oh, wow, Dromoka's Command would just... Oh, that'd be disgusting.
Yeah, suddenly Jasper's position looks extremely grim if that's the play.
So Dromoka's Command. We'll look at the text on that one here. 1/1 counter. Okay, so it can't prevent the damage off a Lavamancer activation, but what it can do is do 1/1 counter, sack an enchantment.
Right, you can pump yourself out of range.
Yeah.
Chooses not to fight. The Lavamancer is good and all, but wants to keep his creature around.
Yeah, he's going to swing at the 3/3 Survivalist, and now a huge one is going to play Thalia. Jasper's on 1 land.
Yeah, the Thalia follow-up makes that not fighting the Lavamancer make a lot more sense.
Jasper's down to 10. Now it looks like he has hit a land. Look at all those cards in his hand. It's just, if he can survive long enough to cast them, you have to like Jasper's position here. But that's a big if.
Right, and Jasper's already down to 10. So he is far from out of the woods. That land is step 1, though.
It's interesting enough. Burn you would normally expect to be bad against creature decks, but it actually is, against these small creature decks, is typically very good.
Yeah, in particular, Grim Lavamancer, Searing Blaze. Jasper doesn't have it, but Searing Blood is another option they can have on the sideboard.
Yeah.
Those removal spells that keep not only dealing with opponents' threats, but also furthering your game plan of dealing 20 damage to them are just excellent in these matchups.
So here is Core Blade Whirl. This is the 2/2 for 2 that gives creatures first strike. It will pump the Survivalist to a 4/4. And now he'll swing the team. Jasper on his turn played a land and passed. Now there'll be some forced action.
We've seen Jasper read a couple of the allies. Doesn't need to read the Blade Whirl. It was in his draft deck last week.
So you see he actually fetched for Stomping Ground, went to 7, will path to exile the Oran Reef Survivalist and go to 5 on the attack. I'm surprised that he got the dual land there and not just a basic. He may not, he doesn't seem to be that concerned.
Yeah, being down on 10, that's really dicey finding that dual land.
But with his lands unlocked, I mean, that Grim Lavamancer, gosh, it's so good here. It just kills all of Chris's cards.
Yeah, if Jasper starts drawing more removal spells and can clean up this board, untapping with the Lavamancer, he's only really worried about Collected Company from that stage.
Copperline Gorge is the play. Okay. Lavamancer will shoot down the Thalia, exile the rest of his graveyard. Here's Searing Blaze for the Blade Whirl. 3 to the creature, 3 to Suarez. All right. Board's clear. We go back to Suarez. He draws Oran Reef Survivalist. He'll play the 2/2, and that may be it.
He has a 3-mana creature.
Okay. He'll play Kabira Evangel. So this 4 of is a rare from first Zendikar, it gives all allies protection from a color. I think more importantly, it gives Oran's Reef Survivalist 3 toughness.
Yeah, and Evangel, it's a 2/3 on its own, so we have 2 creatures that are Lavamancer proof.
Now all we have to do is dodge the other 6 cards in Jasper's hand.
That's it. But Jasper is on 5.
Yeah, and if he Suarez top decks an ally, Evangel could give his whole team pro-red.
Right.
That's got to be a concern for Jasper.
There's also the fact that a collected company off the top for Suarez.
Oh, goodness.
It's probably just lights out, even at this juncture in the game.
Yeah. Jasper's got to deal with the remaining board. He's got some creatures in hand.
I've spotted at least one Boros Charm and at least one Atarka's Command. Those ones, this is not quite their game just yet. Oh my.
So he'll play Goblin Guide, Swift Spear. Pass. So a top decked ally kills him.
Right, all the creatures would have pro-red.
Yep, and they would just swing on in. Did Suarez do it?
This would be quite the slow roll if this is just an ally.
I like this play from Jasper because if Suarez does not hit the ally, he might be dead.
Yeah, the crackback is looking very
Atarka's
frightening.
Command looks so good on this board.
Without these 3 additional creatures, that Atarka's Command, not very good. On the crackback, it's giving +2 to the Swift Spears, +1 to the Guide, +1 to the Lavamancer.
Swing with the team from Suarez. And Jasper's looking at some blocks here. He can double block the Evangel.
Well, he has to make at least 1 block.
Yeah, it is 5 points of damage. All right, fair enough.
Right. So he has to figure out which of his creatures is worth the least value on the following turn. Jasper's also trying to deduce, what did you draw? I know you didn't draw an ally. Checks on Dromoka's Command in Suarez's graveyard. There's a high chance that this is the card that he has drawn. So heads up, looking out for Jasper.
There's not too many plays he has to stop Dromoka's Command. If it's Command that Suarez drew, that will just be good. All right, I think he's deciding he cannot play around Dromoka's Command, so he might as well just not.
Well, he's also figuring out, can I just kill you if I don't get this Evangel off the table?
Yeah.
On the following turn?
So Swift Spear trades for Evangel, and Jasper goes to 2. I'm a little surprised that Christopher was willing to trade away that Evangel if he didn't have more plays here.
Right. Now, Jasper is not worried about dying on the following turn.
Right.
Outside of another Evangel exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I actually am not terribly in love with that attack. It depends what the card in Suarez's hand is.
You know, so Suarez's deck is all allies, lands, 3 Path to Exile, 3 Collected Company, 4 Aether Vial. You figure it's not Collected Company he drew. That wouldn't make sense.
No.
Path to Exile or Aether Vial then. Or land.
Right. There'd be no reason to play the land on this board.
Land seems the most whatever it is, it's not good.
Right.
I guess Deflecting Palm would be a great draw here.
Yeah, it could have been that sideboard Deflecting Palm, and his attack was just, how do I get Jasper to attack me so I can just kill him with Deflecting Palm?
Do whatever you want to. It probably works.
Yeah.
I doubt Jasper can beat a Deflecting Palm.
Right. Yeah, there wouldn't really be an avenue for Christopher to throw that game away.
Uh-oh. Here's a swing for 3, but Kabira Evangel's on top of the deck.
Jasper having that information is relevant. So now he hasn't used his mana yet. So if he has a way to deal with the 3/3 on the table.
Yeah, like an Electrickery and Swift Spear and activation from Lavamancer. He's going to cast this Atarka's Command. Pump the team and deal 3. So that will be 9 damage. It'll put Suarez down to 5.
So if Jasper had land, Lava Spike, activate Lavamancer, that's game.
He's just dead to the Evangel, though, isn't he? Yeah, it's a Windswept Teeth in Suarez's hand.
So I think that Jasper is just bluffing that his last card is a Lightning Bolt.
All right, Evangel in play, gives the creature 1/1 counter and pro-red.
Yeah, but you can't really force your opponent to play around casting the Evangel on that turn.
And Jasper just shoots Suarez down to 3 and casts Atarka's Command for the win.
So Evangel enters the battlefield. Let's check the text on that card. Does it not grant protection when you cast the Evangel itself? I don't know if that's what happened there.
Yeah. I believed Christopher had a win there.
We could have, I don't know if our
Yeah.
life totals
Yeah.
are incorrectly. What's going on there? That's very suspect to me.
Yeah, and I think maybe Suarez just looks at it from the wrong way, makes a misstep here. Yeah. And that'll be game and match, though, for Jasper Johnson-Epstein, improving to 4-0.
Yeah, sticking by Burn. He's a big fan of that deck for a reason. He certainly puts up results. And
this feels like a matchup that may be a good one for Jasper anyway. Suarez needing Jasper to brick on a second land for